Oh, hey everyone. Oh, the cat fell asleep on my drawings. Hang on, cat, give me that. There we go. Okay, so yesterday morning, just as I was waking up, because that's when I've been getting like little glimpses into the space between spaces, the lower realms, of course. I guess I would think of it as like between the pages of coding. Perhaps that's where I'm seeing. But anyway, so I was asleep, I was facing the wall, and I wake and I see, of course, first of all, spiders. And then the spiders kind of, let's see if I can get this going here. The spiders, as they went along the wall, changed into a kind of code that looked like kind of like Matrix code, but it looked like Hebrew or light language or something like that. And I was watching it flow almost like it's falling over. I was watching it flow almost like water from one side to the other and get larger. And then I saw this, I don't know what, something or other. Have you ever seen those like body suits where even like the face is covered? They're used sometimes in like dance routines and things like that. So this guy, ooh, I'm trying to get it on camera here, but I'm moving the wrong way. You see how the dots turned into like, let's try and get this here. The dots turned into like tiny spiders that turned into letters that then kind of just sprawled out and out and out. It was almost as if like the walls and everything was kind of made of this kind of language that's alive in itself. But I don't know, I started to question really what the heck was going on here. So when okay, well, I'll it was just a short encounter. But anyways, I looked at this thing and of course I had questions. I was like, what is, what's going on? Who's in charge? What's happening here? Like, is that Hebrew? Did someone curse this place? Did God, like the God of the Jews, curse this place? Like, why would there be this script in what's clearly like a soul prison or a mind prison or whatever the heck it is that we're in here? And of course, this thing doesn't have a mouth and isn't answering me. But toroidal field to toroidal field, I could feel like this thing was like not over the top demonic, but definitely not a good being. So anyway, I've got the hey, the Hebrew hey on screen, because what was like really big, like on his chest, was an upside down hey or something that looks extremely like this. So let me see if I can make this bigger. Maybe it's not a light language. Maybe it's some kind of strange computing language. I'm not sure. Excuse me. Finally found a way to make the pictures bigger so I can put them on screen. It only took me like 3 months or something to figure it out. Sorry, guys. Anyway, yeah, this, but upside down. So I don't know if that's like the astral realms are upside down. I don't know if I was upside down. Like, I don't know what was going on, because as I've said to you before, when you're in a toroidal field state, you can see 360 degrees. So it's much more difficult to know which way you're facing, or if you're upside down or right side up, or what the heck is going on. So yeah, going full Karen on him didn't work because he doesn't have a mouth, but I was like, basically, I think anytime I like go near the astrals, everyone's avoiding me because I'm like, Earth is a mess. I need to speak to the manager who's in charge. What's going on? Why is it being done? Why isn't it being handled better? Just all my complaints and all the ways we could improve things and all. Like, what's going on here? It's turning into a really bad video game. And even if you don't want to see it in computer language or computer terms or gaming terms or whatever, it's turning into a very jarring, a low 8-bit experience, to the point where people who, are not strange at all, like very normal people, are like, something is really wrong here. This doesn't make any sense. Everything's going crazy. So that was my little, I guess I'll show you the drawing once more and then I'll go, because I don't really have any more to say because it disappeared very, very fast. But yeah, when I turn my head now, even when I'm fully, awake and not in any kind of different brainwave state as one is when one is dreaming, I notice when I turn my head, I can see little bits of code. But then when I go and look at it straight on, it stops being that way. So yeah, I don't know if any of you have seen anything like this. The language especially, not so much worried about the thing, because I imagine that was just something there to scare off anybody that would be interfering with or trying to rewrite the coding. And as people have spoken to me before, cats on the screen. As people have mentioned to me before, spiders are part of coding. So I'm kind of leaning that way, but as many of you have said, it's also a trickster spirit situation. So I think in equal terms, one could describe these things using spiritual language, like light language and demonic, and some of the words I've used. And then also you could say, well, this is coding language and these are spiders and this is, so I don't know. I don't even know how to describe what's going on, but plenty is going on. So that's my little contribution for the moment. I could be wrong about this. Maybe it's not a hey, maybe it's a different letter of the alphabet. Maybe it's a Chet upside down, maybe it's a hey upside down. Maybe it's not Hebrew at all. It could be a Tav. It's kind of got that upside down U kind of shape, but it had like a dot underneath it, like here. So I have no idea, since I don't even speak Hebrew. I was thinking maybe it could be a musical pause symbol, but instead of a U, they have a upside down Cheshire Cat moon with a dot here, which is not the way that I learned it, but that's the way it is here. So yeah, so a rest was like a little line like this, but a pause was a U, and now it's not, apparently. Or perhaps I'm just looking in the wrong places, but this is a musical pause now, and I've never seen this thing before. I've seen it without the dot, as like an elongation of a note, but I haven't seen it like with the dot like this. So that can be another change that I'm just not privy to, and I just don't know what the hell's going on. As usual, I don't see anything that looks like the little U rest symbol here. Yeah, I don't. I did always think that the whole note symbol looked kind of like a Saturn when it was, placed in the grand scheme of things. Saturn, pause, purgatory, rest. There could be some kind of spiritual, linguistic, symbolic connections there, but yeah, I don't see the little pause thing in the way that I remember it. So maybe that got rewritten so that people wouldn't know what it meant, or maybe it is something mad in Hebrew that I don't even understand. I went Hebrew because the shapes of the letters were very, very similar to this. But of course, since I don't speak it, it could be just or read it, whatever. It could just be something similar. Then there's also Archie Prave's light language, where it wasn't quite this shape. I do see, like, this is language that he got from cymatics, like splitting light. So this is language that actually exists within light, coding language, but it didn't look like this script. It definitely looked more like this. Okay, well, those are my thoughts and confused explanations, and I will talk to you guys soon.